Today we are talking about function notation. So let's start by defining function notation. So this is where we have an f of x. So we have f and x in parentheses, and this is just another name for y. So instead of writing y equals something, we would say f of x equals something. So we don't say f parentheses x, we say f of x. It does not mean multiplying. So we do not have f times x. This means we have a function where my variable is x. So if I had regularly y equals mx plus b, I would rewrite it as f of x equals mx plus b. So let's look at a couple examples, and we are going to evaluate. So we're going to find the number answer for these equations. So I'm going to take f of x equals 3x plus 5 when x equals 4 and x equals negative 4. So first, wherever there's an x, I'm going to plug in 4. So I have f of 4 equals 3 times 4. Instead of this x, I write 4 plus 5. I can simplify 3 times 4, and that is 12. And 12 plus 5 is 17. So f of 4 is 17. When x is 4, my answer is 17. F of x is 17. That is the output when the input is 4. I put in 4 instead of x, I get out 17. Now I also have to do negative 4. So every time, instead of writing x, I'm going to write negative 4. So I have f of negative 4 equals 3 times negative 4, because this was an x originally. 3 times negative 4 plus 5. So then I get negative 12 plus 5, which is f of 4 equals negative 7. When I put in negative 4, I get out negative 7. Let's say, let f of t be the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit, which t hours after 7 a.m. So t is the number of hours, f of t is the temperature. Then we are going to explain the meaning of each statement. So I have f of 0 equals 60. This means the initial value of the function is 60. So when I have 0 hours after 7 means that it is 7. I don't go anything beyond 7. That's 0. My initial value of the function is 60. So that means at 7 a.m. the function, at 7 a.m. the temperature is 60 degrees. Now, looking at f of 3, that equals n. So the temperature at 3 hours after 7 a.m. is n degrees. We don't know what that is. It just tells us n. 3 hours after 7 is 10 a.m. and the temperature is n degrees. Then the last one says f of 4 is less than f of 7. So this means t equals 4 here. So 4 hours after 7 is the temperature then is less than the temperature when it is 7 hours after 7. So we could say that as the temperature at 11 is cooler than the temperature at 2. 11 is 4 hours after 7, and 2 p.m. is 7 hours after 7. So it is cooler at 11, that's f of 4, cooler, less than, the temperature is less than the temperature at 2. The output of t equals 4 is less than the output of t equals 7. Here's another example. For g of x equals 4/5 x plus 3, find the value of x for which g of x equals 11. So it tells me I'm going to, instead of g of x, I have 11. So I just write, instead of g of x, I put 11. Then I have 11 equals 4/5 x plus 3. Now I only have one variable. I'm solving for x. That's what it says. Find the value of x. So I need to get x by itself. So I'm going to start by subtracting 3 on each side. Then I have 8 equals 4/5 x times 4/5 x. Now, to get x by itself, I have to multiply by the reciprocal on each side. I can't divide by a fraction, so I flip the fraction and multiply. My 4 and 4 cancel, 5 and 5 cancel, or this would make 20 over 20. That's 1. So then I have 5 times 8 over 4 times 1 to get 40 over 4, which can be simplified to x equals 10. Alright, I have one more example. So here, we're going to graph the function f of x equals 4x plus 1. This is my output, x is my input. So I'm going to start with a table of values where I have x and f of x. And when x is 2, when x is negative 2, I put in the negative 2 for x, and I have 4 times negative 2 plus 1 equals negative 7. Picking a few different values for x so I can have an accurate line, I picked negative 1, plugging in negative 1 for x, and my f of x is negative 3. If x is 0, f of x is 1. If x is 1, f of x is 5. And when x is 2, f of x is 9. So now I have x values and output values, and I can graph those. So on my graph here, I would start by going to negative 2, and then my f of x, my output, which is my y value, is negative 7. So here these go negative 2, negative 4, negative 6, and negative 8. So between 6 and 8 is negative 7 here. I have negative 1, negative 3, 0, 1, 1, 5, and 2, 9. Then I connect them. There's no reason that this would have a discrete domain, so I connect my points to make the line.